Hi guys, and welcome to the show. Let's get the music playing, and might actually want to turn it up a wee bit just to make it. Oh, no, why have I just pressed? No, I don't want to be pressing that. No. That's what I want to press. Get rid of that. Oh my god, the green screen's not working once again. Oh my lordy. Why does technology not... Oh my lordy. Here we go. Get that going. There we go. Welcome into the stream, everybody. And it is Tuesday night. Yes, we are back for another live stream. On tonight's show, as you've seen from the intro, we have the Meridian. Yes, I'm going to be promoting my Tier 8 Meridians to Tier 9. Unfortunately, Dozy Pratt here decided to, pull a refinery this morning. So, unfortunately, I won't be able to do too much in the way of comparisons. But we'll go over the refinery and everything, and then we'll have a bit of a debate. Hopefully, if more people turn up as well, we'll have a debate about the merits and the pros and cons of mining in deep space with a Meridian. Yes, because I am very pro Meridian in deep space. I think it's probably one of the best things that we could have actually got in the game. It's not perfect by a long shot, I will say that, but it is there. So, how about we jump into game and let's get cracking on with the show. So, there we go. Just coming up on screen now. And as you can see, yes, we finally had the... It just disappeared there, didn't it? Right, let's get me moved over. Whee! Make myself a little bit bigger. But as well, if we just take a quick look at this as well, we have had a notification on the patch notes 50.1 that they finally changed the Death Star to an actual Borg sphere. And if most of you who remember as well a bit of Star Trek trivia, that almost looks like the same one Voyager had to face in the transport conduits in Endgame Part 2. So it looks pretty much the same, But obviously we can't guarantee it's the same one. But anyway, so, but don't worry, I'm not doing a Solo Armada crew. I just literally wanted to paint that. I posted it into the CC's chat earlier, saying it's nice to have it there. So also another notification that came up. Apparently there was something happened where the changing of your fleet commanders changed to being able to do every 30 seconds. Well, no, sorry, guess what? It's going back to 6 hours. And to be perfectly honest, that is a really good reason why. And we will touch on fleet commanders later because, yes, I'm going to be doing my own version on the fleet commanders. Hey, Dustin! And going from there. So now, let me see if we can get this right, because I've got a funny feeling I'm going to get some chat feedback here. No, I'm not. I don't think I am anyway. I'm not yet. Oh, right. Okay, so that's actually not worked the way I intended it to, because it stopped the music. So we'll go back onto there. We'll leave that paused, and hopefully that's going to keep updated chat. But luckily, I do have a screen right in front of me where I can see chat come up. So yeah, it's going back to every 6 hours. So what is the best sectors level to hang out for pure PvE? Dustin, you have to be a little bit more specific. Like, what do you want to do and everything like that. So, hey, Knots, welcome to the stream. Blood me now, man. You've managed to make a stream. Whoa! Waiting for the roofer. Oh, no, not problems with the roof again. I think you only just get that fixed last week. I think you said you managed to get it sorted yourself, didn't you? It's not good, the fact that it's come down again. So, but then again, has the weather even changed in California lately? So, or is it still thick snow out there? So it looks like chat's coming up on that just fine. Good, because that means if I want to post anything, then I can at least do it on there as well. So, you have more than one unit. Ooh. Are these storage units at all? Because any advice that you could probably throw my way about a garage roof would be welcome, absolutely welcome, because I have an issue with a is it corrugated roof or something like that? It's one of those wavy ones. I don't know if you have them in America, but when it gets heavy rain, it soaks through. So the guy who I'm renting it off is he said he sorted it, but I'm not convinced it's completely sorted. So, but anyway, I'm having to spend extra money to buy plastic tubs to put everything in. So we have a break in the weather, wet patch. Oh, that's not good. So anyway, fleet commanders have returned to every 6 hours. I think this was an unintended side effect of the 50.1 patch. So now we have 3 meridians. I need to have a look what we've got, because I need to get some. I need to get the disco ready and sent out. Yes, I spent too long watching a super tram from Sheffield here in England, running along the blue line. It was like 5 years ago, but it's very nice to actually see the route, to say the least. So let's get me officers on there. Now, I know there's been a few people mentioning different loadouts for bulk grinding. So if anyone wants to drop into chat, any ideas of crews, I'd be happy to look at them as well. I mean, I do have a general chit chat. I was quickly thinking about throwing a Mantis in as well, because I found a way of doing Mantis where you don't have to rely on the hexacons. So basically, don't punch too high, but I'm punching as high as I can physically go with I'd say a reasonable crew at least. So right, let's get these filters in. Apply. Stamets. There he is. So let's get the group out. Let's get the band back together. Because obviously I'm going to disco it out there. I mean, I might as well put the meridians out there anyway. So now obviously we all know where you're going to go for all the stuff for your Meridian. It's here in the Isogen. Now, if you can, do all three. And if you can, pull the biggest chest. It's not cost effective. I will tell you that for definite. It's not cost effective. I can't show you for another 6 hours, 41 minutes, but the middle option, I think it's a 3 chest, is actually reasonable in cost efficiency wise. Obviously, the 2 chest, the very bottom one, the first option, is the complete cheapest, but the problem is you don't pull as much of the ISO emulsion. And then obviously that at the end there is also where I wanted to actually show you all the particles I'm getting here at tier 8. Unfortunately, again, I pulled it. However, we do have a bonus, because when I go tier 9, that's going to open up again. So we will have a bonus, so you get to see what it's like at tier 9. Hi Kevin, welcome to the show. Pull the max, so there's much ISO you need for the research. Exactly, and that's the reason why I'm hoping all 3 of them may just get maxed out tonight, but I can't guarantee it. It depends on the G4 rare survey parts and also the ISO emulsion. Titanium's not an issue, absolutely not an issue for me. I mean, at 9.9 billion, it's not exactly going to burst the bank, is it? So now what I want to do is send the discovery out there, because the one thing that's always right, it came up on my server where alliances had to vote on the idea of the Meridian mining in deep space. And to be perfectly honest, I was absolutely against it. I was like, are you taking the proverbial piss? Because a low-level player, 38, can actually enter deep space. And the best ship that they've got that could do that is the Meridian. Now, depending on your research, it could end up being a tier 5 Meridian that goes out there. And where will the tier 5 Meridian will get you at least? Well, it's definitely going to get you there. I mean, I think you can go as far down as tier 4, maybe. But you'll need to stick some warp range increasing offs on it. Most notably, Grush or Cadet Scotty. Another trick after your territory defense, if you have them, is you can sneak another pull. Yes, exactly, Kevin. My alliance does that quite frequently. So basically, what will happen is, obviously, when you do the your territory, you've got these to begin with. If you got the service activated, that's fine. Obviously, when you do your territory capture and you are victorious, this resets. The improved refinery stops. The timer resets. However, there is one thing I did notice with it. Yes, you will be able to do an extra pull. You will be able to do an extra pull after your territory. Getting quick before somebody reactivates the improved refinery. Because once your improved refinery is put back on, your timer reappears, but it remains at what it was. So for instance, if we won the territory right now, ISO 1 the improved refinery would stop, completely stop. However, this timer would carry on. It's the improved refinery timer. However, because the improved refinery stopped, I could do another pull on the base level without the improved refinery. However, as soon as somebody activates the improved refinery, so say like they did it an hour later, this timer would reappear at 5 hours 38 minutes, because obviously it's going to continue counting down, ready for your next improved refinery pull. So that is a nice little trick. Get your Commodores in your alliance to hold off. I got the path to level 3, so now I get 775 reputation per pull. Are you on about the Bajoran stuff? Because my Bajoran's a lot high. If you're on par strong, my reputation is a lot higher. Mine's 1500. But I will show you that in just a moment. But yeah, so on the bonus on the Isogen refinery. Get your alliance to hold off doing an improved refinery for an hour or two. Get your players to get in. Ah, cool. Right, we'll have a look at that in just a second, Nuts. Get your alliance in to come and do an extra pull on your Isogen. So it is definitely worth it. I'm not going to say it's not. Now, I will just say. Oh, smashing. Well done, Nuts. What myself and other content creators say is we're exploring various options. We're giving you ideas. It's advice. It is not perfect advice by a long shot. And it, like every other advice, it's entirely down to you if you want to take it. So if you want to try and convince your alliance to hold off on the improved refinery after a territory capture victory, that's entirely down to your discretion. But again, it's also going to be down to your alliance. Now, you can direct them in the way of this live stream. Just say, look, check out Pegasus live stream within the first 20 minutes. He'll actually cover it for you and tell you what happens. Or better yet, why not message DJ Rev, No One Shall, or any of the other content creators? I'm sure they can tell you the exact same thing that I've just told you as well. So, yes. So, try and get your alliance, if you can, get your alliance to hold off doing the reproved refinery service just for a couple of hours. Get everyone to do that extra pull, and then the following morning, your time, for me in this case, in 6.5 hours, I still get to do an improved refinery. So basically, in a 24-hour period, I've done 3 pulls on the refinery. I've done the one in the morning before territory capture on the improved refinery. After territory capture, I've done a second pull. And then the following morning, to bring it round to 24 hours, I've done the third pull, which is the improved refinery again. Now, see, that second pull is not a improved refinery. So, it's there for you. It's nice and simple. Well, yeah, if you've got the patience to put your head around it, that is. So, anyway, but that is the refinery. Now, before we carry on with the amalgam, let's just quickly nip to the Bajoran faction store. And as you can see, I am power strong. And Nuts, as you can see, my reputation advancement is 1500. Now, the reason mine's 1500 is because... Where are you? Power ascension. Now, is this the one that you was actually on about? Because obviously he's like, I'm doing 1500 a day since going power strong. And as well, if you are power strong, I will just bring this up quickly. Auto defenses. Yes, auto defenses. You can start doing them. I've already pulled one for the Antares. It is a 22-hour cooldown. So, I'll tell you what. Let's pull some credits here. Mine's power strong 3. Let's just do that because that will give us a fair whack of credits. Right, so what you're saying is, Nuts, that is level 3 for you. If it is, brilliant, well done. I'm sort of trying to save the credits up a little bit, but the problem is I keep getting sidewalked by... Where are they? By them is the material claims. I keep doing them because I'm trying to get some extra materials in, but it's in a bid to try and look at potentially level 46 by the end of this year, but we'll have to see. But anyway, now as you can see, the Antares, the Valkylis and the Cavort have all come on. Obviously, I don't have the Hydra, Votavor or the Borcha. I don't intend to get them until Ops 46 at least, because my faction miners can do pretty much the same job as a tier 4 G4 miner. So, but then again, I've got to get mine up to max anyway. But I still mine at a reasonable rate. Now, as you can see, 165. Yes, the G4 ones do need to be Colmar. So bear that in mind. So here we go. So I'm going to quickly pull this one just to show you it, and boom, there you go. Oh, it's actually a 20-hour timer, so that's not particularly too bad. But let's face facts on this one, right? I can still pull this every day, and I'm still looking at 100 because cost 120 shards to unlock. So yeah, 120 days. So basically, to unlock all 3 days, you're looking at a year. Scopley need to do some better sourcing. Speaking of better sourcing, I'm working on I've just started today working on a video about independent credits. Oh, so it literally crossed my mind about how crap it is. So I thought I'd go into it. So I was able to get some of the lowest Borg rep at Ops 10. Borg rep? The Borg don't have reputation. Right, Dustin, you've really got me confused with that one. I mean, it's great you're on Ops 10 now, because I know you just started last week. Which is great to see that you've come and joined the game, and I will try and help you through as best I can. But, Ops... Okay. Evening, Matthew. I've actually got a question to ask you, mate. Why did your Admiral want to go with getting rid of Meridians from deep space? I mean, really? I was meant to ask you it in a DM, but I thought I'd ask you it because I'm actually going to... Because I tell you what, Matthew, if you are against it, right, we're going to have that debate here on this stream, because bring it down to player level. Okay, so a tier 5 Meridian will definitely get you as far as here. Now, it's not going to mine as fast as what mine is. There are a bunch of researchers as well, which can actually boost your Meridian's mining ability. So let's get the discovery in there. And obviously I don't want to do anything. Now, just to show you the crew loadout that I'm using full cargo. Well, it's not full per se, but every single officer is a cargo protection officer, starting with Joaquin, who's got the 50% protected cargo as captain. Now, I normally see him put on Botany Bays as an officer. No, his protected cargo is captain's ability. Now, they'll probably put him on as an officer because obviously his officer ability is actually mining data, so you probably didn't want the protected cargo going that way. DuPont is obviously also increasing cargo protection by another 100%, and then also you've got one of 11 at 45% as well. He goes on the BB. Yes, he does go on the BB, and this is a dock that I also put the Botany Bay on. But the one thing is here, I'm currently using... this is something I massively disagree with. It got taken the wrong way. We was arguing that Meridians with proper mining crews should be allowed, but most times the crew on the Meridian isn't. Exactly. I mean, there you go. Because I'll tell you where my gas ones are. There's one on my ore miner because I want full synergy. Full synergy here. And there's T'Pring on that one. Obviously, that's not going to provide full synergy, but again, it's providing cargo protection. Mining crews, so many people hogging nodes. Yeah, and the one thing is, we're actually going to look at that as well. We are actually going to look at that. So, let's bring up the discovery. And obviously, now we can see in Dashi, and what I can see so far... Oh, I've got an empty node already there. Hi Hugo, everyone. By the way, I managed to kill the level 41 solo with my Enterprise, only lost 20% hull. Smashing, Hugo. What crew did you use, mate? Because I'll be interested to know. People are going to hog mines regardless of the ship. Exactly, nuts. And that is where... That's another reason why I found the argument about Meridians mining in deep space moot. So, I mean, look... I mean, at the minute, right, we've got a node here. It's 81,000. Now, would that interest me for overnight mining? No. Because at the minute, my Meridian can mine at a rate on a G4 gas node at 15,647. So what I'm going to do is, it's not properly crewed. I will give you that. In fact, I tell you what, let's not put it on that dock. let's stick it here. And then what I'm going to do, I need to move myself out of the way because I'm in the bloody way again. So I'm going to actually choose the antares, because this is one thing that people are arguing. Using the faction miners, yes, they're brilliant. Even a properly crewed, they're still slow mining. They clog nodes with few G4 nodes available. Yes, T, welcome to the stream. I do agree. However, there are ways around it. This is one of the reasons why we was pushing it. People should either upgrade the faction miners so that they can mine for dailies, or not push faction reps so high. Well, that's where the problem is. That's where the problem is. You've got no choice, right? Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted manage. Mine's tier 7. Warp range 60. It can't reach it on its own. I have to disco it in. So that's Go-Go Juice. 5-6 and Kirk. Oh, that's alright then. 70% max mitigation. Sphere went under 50%. The 5th shot, 30 rounds. Nice. 9 rounds. That's not too bad. But my argument was it takes so long to get miners up. So halting loads of people from progressing. Exactly. And this is where the problem is. These things are not cheap to upgrade. Right? There you go. That's my cost, and with a crap load of efficiency research as well. Yes, I can do that. But then if I move to the next one, yeah. I got to move out of the way for the engine. There's the engine one. Now, the survey parts, I can convert through Latinum. However, the uncommons, I can't. And this is where the problem gets. I'm so happy about my server. Nobody cares about ISO. So I can mine any ISO all day and get protected. Get overprotected with my problem. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, even I go overprotected on ISO every single day. It's just a question of when I get round to actually mining it. So, right, I'm going to get the big screen up, the little screen up for this one now, because again, I use all 3 of my max Vidars on a solo Borg Armada. 3 maxed out Vidars? Bloody hell. Jesus Christ, card. When it first came out and all got destroyed, I thought the Vidar could take out the Borg hostile modes. No, they're actually a little bit too weak for that one. So, do what I do. Disco in and out. I don't see the problem. There's pros and cons with the Meridians. They shouldn't be hogging nodes, but disco in and out is a such. Yes, it is, and that is what I do in the morning. I literally mine overnight, and if I'm 0 node, shoot me. Send me a message. I'm on a 0 node. Shoot the hell out of me. Get me off that node and take it. I've got no issue with that. But I know some players cry foul, which is ridiculous. It's okay. I see a Meridian mining, and I need that node. It's coming off. Exactly, T. Exactly. If it's mining. Yeah, mine's faster than the amalgam. It certainly does, Kevin. It certainly does. I took a faction mine to T8 plus warp. Going to do that second is T8. Still thinking if I want to do the third. Now, yeah, doing all 3 is expensive. Because the one thing is, right, there's no point me putting an Antares on an ore node or a crystal node. So there's literally no point in it, because I wouldn't. It just doesn't mine as fast. My Horizon would be far more efficient and faster than sticking the Antares on an ore node. By allowing all ships in deep space, you open up deep space because it's non-factions can be killed. That allows more rotation. Yep, exactly. Meridian is my Server 17's deep space policy is great. You can only kill a miner if it's 0 and OPC. Now that's the bit that I look for. 0 node OPC, because the 0 node is going to refresh for a full node, which is going to give me 4 or 5 hours mining, and then OPC is a free kill. I don't have to wait 5 bloody minutes. I use my amalgam for deep space mining. Has a higher mining rate than a Meridian. Protected cargo, has better warp range and much more power, so not as susceptible to hits from other players at the same tier. Andrew, firstly, welcome to the stream. Also, what tier is your amalgam? Because I know a pretty high level amalgam would actually give the Meridian a run for its money in the form of mining. So, tier 8. Oh, that's brilliant. So, yeah, so you can get with it. I mean, on 134, if amalgam's caught on a node, we shoot the damn thing. And trust me, if I see an amalgam on node, my Enterprise or my Valdor is coming in for the kill. It's just common sense. What annoys me is when bigger player like late 40s are using... Now, yeah, actually, Matthew, I will agree with that one. My Meridian is tier 9. Smashing, Andrew. We're going to send a Meridian to tier 9 here on stream just shortly. Have you noticed on your server since the feature was introduced that the parts have been in the event store? People have tiered up to warp 200. Yeah. As Kevin, my feature can go to 219. Put Grush on it, put Cadet Scotty on it with it, and I can get pretty far in deep space. Pretty far into G5 territory. Here we go. That's where I've got to with my feature so far. A level 52 system. So yeah, it's a bee's knees. I can't wait to get the extra engine on its next tier so I can send it even further. So, right, now, so my tier 8 Meridian, if I can just select the bloody node, it's going to be 15,500 mining. Now, if we look at my Antares, 42,000. Now, yes, you're going to make the argument it's 3 times faster. And that's not even with the gas miner officer. So, let's throw this. It's not going to make a particularly... it's not going to make a massive for the Meridian to mining. But there you go. I'm up to 50,000. So, I've added just about, what was that? About 8,000, give or take. Just adding full synergy. Yeah, so yes, it's going to mine a lot faster than the Meridian, but 5 hours when you're sleeping, and the recommended sleep time is 8 hours, well, you're easily going to be 0 node. Whereas that is going to take me an hour and a half to do at that rate. I'm going to be sat on a 0 node for hours and hours and hours. Now, the difference between mining for 5 hours... I get 6 as I'm a student. 6 hours is that, Matthew? I saw Devore on TNG last night. What episode, Nuts? What episode? Because I'll be interested to see that one. I followed the line as well from last week about the Millennium Falcon and R2-D2 being in Star Trek First Contact. So I literally checked it out on YouTube, and it's actually... the video I actually watched actually made a compelling argument why the Millennium Falcon was in there. About maybe it's a ship that just resembles a Federation ship that resembles it, a support vessel of sorts, but I don't know. So an hour and a half, I'm literally going to be sat. If somebody sees me mining, they're pretty much going to leave me alone. However, if they see me sat on a 0 node, they're gonna pop me. But I'm going to be sat hogging a 0 node for 6 hours. Right? 6 hours. I sent my feature T7 with strong to bring Grush for NN overnight, 125 or easy. And there are 3 nodes. Okay. Oh, the one where Troy and the mum and Riker get kidnapped. I don't recall seeing a Devore in that. I remember the Marauder. Talking to mine, sending him already there. Unfortunately, mate, I kind of need them in dock at the minute. But anyway, so, yeah, I can send my faction miners out, but then I'm hogging a 0 node for hours and hours. And the one thing is, I'd rather hog that 0 node is good for waking up. Yeah, exactly. Your dailies are pretty much done. Now, these are 100,000 nodes, so they don't do my dailies through and through. I started mine a bit more. But I also want the excess as well to go towards the refinery and building up for the bonus refinery that we now get on a monthly basis. So, mining through the night when Meridians, to me, is absolutely fine. Just when you get up, the first thing you do is get your discovery out there and start swapping them over. And that's what I do. I refresh the nodes and I'm constantly sending my discovery. It'll take me about 10-15 minutes to do it in amongst doing other stuff like kids' pack lunches for school or getting the kids dressed ready for the day. So, but it takes me about 10-15 minutes to change them over when I'm actually looking at the screen. Well, actually about 6 minutes when I'm actually looking at the screen. But you somewhat have a brain. Where? I never once said I had a brain. Not once. So, I don't do brains. Where is this lucky token coming from? Did I miss it? What token's that, Joseph? Welcome to the stream. Where's half your server? Don't. Right, Matthew, you sort of losing me in the line here. I think that the second hub is reachable at tier 8 Meridian with Grush. Yeah, and that's if you want to put Grush on it. I mean, for the event store. Huh? Second token for the event store. Which event store? He's talking about the event store. What event store? Oh, you mean that piece of crap? Right, you're smart as you recall your unchanged your nodes, whereas half the server don't, and then... Oh, exactly, Matthew, exactly. Yeah, that is literally paywall. Unless you're prepared to spend money, forget about it. Don't even entertain the damn thing. When it came up, I literally posted with the CCs, like, where's the events for this? And got told, it's a paywall. Oh, thanks, Scopley. So here we go, we've got a 0 noder here right now. So, now obviously my disco can't take him out. He's not OPC, but he's actually mining with a faction miner as well. So, yeah. So, that's fine. We've got another one here. Ooh, what we got? I'm not putting the miners out yet. Okay, so that again. But that's, right. He's mining with a Vaclus, right? Yes, he's got to Pring. He's got full synergy. But trust me, that's not going to be mining as effectively as a Horizon can. So, but that's just my opinion. Also, of course, one time I look, the treasury isn't there. There isn't one. Yes, there will be a treasury coming. The dates have not been released. Typical. But the dates are... It is coming. So... yes, your faction miners are faster. There's no argument about that. But the one thing is, for free-to-play players, it's very expensive material-wise to get your faction miners up. Yes, you can use one and you can use it to do all four. Sorry, all three. But I tell you what, right? I literally tell you what, right? Oh, why am I going there? Didn't want there. Let's go here, right? And this is where I say the faction miners are not much... Yes, they are cheap to repair. They are relatively cheap. They're actually cheaper than your faction miners. I think they're a bit more expensive than a maxed out Horizon, though. So, right. So now what I'm going to do is... oh, there's a nice node here. So we'll just stop here. So, here we go. 29,784. Okay, for that one. And that's an Horizon. Okay, so what I'm going to do... blah, 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 blah. Now, I've got a tier 6 Cavort. I've got a tier 4 Vaclus. So now, if I decide to select that, and he's mining at 34,000, right? $29,700. The Cavort, which is one tier less, is mining better. So ideally, if you're going to do faction miners, you do actually want to get what do you mean, Matthew? Tensions are rising. I've not seen it. My Malcolm just hit 134. You've got to have the PC fast miners. I use the Ferengi next to my PC protected cargo miners. Exo significantly boosts mining power. Where's your Ferengi miners? I don't use them very often, to be perfectly honest with you. 300 are throwing dummies out the pram again. Ah, well, there's nothing new. I'm not quite sure what that's going to be over. I've got a suspicion, but I can't be 100% sure. To me, using the... Hang on. I think... There they are. Right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you why I won't use them. My protected cargo on this is 130,000. Right? So if I put the Ferengi miners on... Why is Quark not being selected? So, there's my Ferengi miners. My protected cargo's dropped to 68,000. It's a no-brainer to me. Not overnight mining. Yes, if you're in game, put Quark as captain. Right. Put Quark as my captain. Right. And I'll show you this, right? So there you go. Right, so now they're mining at 41,000. Right? They're mining at 41,000. So let's follow your line. So you protected cargo. I'm still less than the node itself. So when I get smacked, I'm actually going to lose nearly 9,000. Okay, fine, whatever. 35,000. So not only is my mining speed got slower, I'm still not got the protected cargo where I need it for overnight mining. I would rather somebody come at me, drop vest and put a different Ferengi in. No. Because, well, actually, yeah, you could. You could. Let's have a look. So, Fess is an engineering officer, so would put Rom in. So, that keeps the full synergy. That keeps the full synergy. 96,000. So, that's not how you use them. Right, Nuts, how would you use the Ferengi, mate? How would you use the Ferengi? Because I can tell you now, Fess Arok Quark, with Fess as captain, is the fastest mining crew in the game, short of Fluffy, full synergy on power steel, titanium and dilithium. They're the fastest on that, but anything else, the Ferengi crew is actually your fastest miners. So I'm interested to know how you would actually use the Ferengi officers. But obviously, I want ROM as well. Available if I decide to go smack a base. You don't need full synergy. Use the ones. Use one at a time. It's not about just being the fastest. No, with 15 different nodes that I have to mine in a day, I'd rather try and get the mining done as fast as possible. Now, I can make an argument to put them on the Botany Bay because they're faster than Joachim on the Botany Bay. So I can definitely make an argument for that. But yeah, when I'm mining overnight, I'm not about speed. The fastest, that's faster than the Borg miner with full synergy. Yes, it is. It is. Unless you go for the standard resources, power steel, titanium and dilithium. Fluffy with full synergy is a hell of a lot faster than the Ferengi ones. But when it comes to materials and other specialist nodes and that, the Ferengi are actually the fastest. So because obviously they're generalised, whereas Fluffy, and we'll take a quick look at Fluffy as well. Let's go for group and scroll down to the Borg. Where are you? Didn't want that one. So when you look at the Borg, his captain's ability is a 50% boost to mining resources. Now put full synergy either side of him, that's 150. I think I think it's either 50 or 75% synergy. But he can go to between 150 and 200% on resources. So that makes him specifically faster on resources than the Ferengi crew. But the Ferengi crew are more versatile because they, like I said, they can do materials, oxygen, the data, latinum, and then obviously you've got a rock who is a concentrated latinum officer for captain's ability. So you have that ability. They are actually generally the fastest mining crew in the game, the Ferengi. But Ferengi miner can everything. Exactly. They can pretty much do every type of mining in the game. Put it this way, right? You put a maxed out discovery on one of the... Yeah. Do you want just to leave? Yeah, he loves shaking his head. Do you want a PvE crew or do you want a PvP crew? Now, yeah, you put your discovery with whatever crew you want on one of those crappy mycelium nodes. There you go. And then you put the Ferengi crew, Festus Captain, Arok and Quark on either side on a maxed out horizon. A maxed out horizon will mine that mycelium node 11 seconds faster than a maxed out discovery will. And I don't crap you on that one. So, but right now, obviously there are. I mean, this is turning to great. For example, I'm using my Meridian. I have Quarkus Captain 80% mining speed with 105% cargo, 3 of 11 at 350%, and a rock. Okay. Yeah, minus speed, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be alright. I mean, yeah. I'd be a little bit concerned about the mining speed, but protected cargo, because obviously you've got 3 of 11. I mean, on a Meridian, I mean, she's pretty good as it is. Yeah, take a picture and send it to Discord, mate, and I'll have a quick look. But again, as well, it also comes down to the level of your officers. So that also does play for. Right, so I mean, this conversation is absolutely brilliant on debating the finer points of what best mining crews to put on the Meridian and everything for overnight mining. And to be honest, actually, I'm enjoying this one. So right, let's get my Meridians back on slot ready, because obviously they're going to be going out mining tonight when the stream's finished. So they need to be ready to go. I'm pulling ISO 3 at 795,444. That's not protected cargo. 13398. Okay. Oxygen 3. Right, Nuts, I'm going to ask you a simple question. What tier is your Meridian? Your best Meridian, what tier is it? Because I'm already seeing I'm 150,000 per hour faster. Yeah, you've actually done some pretty big damage there. Yeah, I'm nuts. I'm mining 150,000 faster than you, and my protected cargo is, it takes 30 minutes to fill my tier 7. Tier 7, yeah. So mine's tier 8, obviously mining faster, and it's got the bigger cargo by nearly 16,000. So, now, let's get on with the, right, so before we do the upgrade, overnight, the Meridian zeros the node in 30 minutes. Hugo, you have to be the Meridian zeros the node in 30 minutes. How the hell can you... Okay, mate. How can you mine a material node in 30 minutes overnight? It's talking about mining iso, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, if it's isogen, mate. 25 minutes. And I'll zero that node. Yeah, Meridian. Yeah, exactly. 25 minutes for a tier 8 Meridian. So, but obviously we're looking more at the G4 nodes. Because obviously, my problem is low-level players, you can gain access to deep space at level 38, which means technically you start mining at level 38, unless you're fortunate to have a G3 sector. Yes. I got a 1.9 million crit. Nice. That's actually pretty good, that one. Let me have a look at that battle log. Boast. Hang on, what did you... Wow, that's actually... That's against a PvE crew. Yeah, if you want to mine ISO... Yeah, Botany Bay, absolutely. But the one thing is, I don't mine ISO overnight. I just mine that during the day. So, round 5. So, obviously I'm not kicking out much, but... Hey, you're kicking off with the crits already. Wolf's definitely kicked in for you. Yeah, not too bad. I tell you what, this will give me a chance to also showcase something else. 1.1 I can't read. Okay. G4 is so goddamn slow. My Max Varkis or Miner with Ferengi crew takes 2 hours. Yeah, and that's reasonable because I switch over to my Antares, Horizon, and my Cavort in the morning, and they'll usually be done within a couple of hours mining another 1000k node. So, and then obviously I'm freeing them up for other people to use. I actually did get caught out changing my miners one morning on a gas node. I got caught out. And the guy actually pulled off the node after I'd just moved my discovery out of the way. Yeah, mine's tier 2 as well, Matthew. What's your repair cost from... I'll show you that in a minute, Kev. I want to see this. Nice. There. Yeah, I got caught out on a gas node changing it over because obviously I sent my Meridian off to get blown up by a red dot, and obviously my discovery was next to it, and he came in obviously, and then he just pulled away quickly. I thought, right, mate, I'm not going to get my ship repaired and back out there in time. You just take the node. And I said to him, take it, mate. You're going to beat me to it fair and square. Take the node. I've got no problem. It's just as much as if you caught me OPC or on a 0 node for my liking. So, I mean, there's ways around it. I mean, you got a lot of players around who will cry over the slightest little things. But, right, repair cost for a tier 4 Meridian Valdor. 22.7 million and 676,000.7 thousand. Now, that is based with some research as well. So, bear that in mind. Now, I'm going to give you a tougher target as well. I'm going to give you a tougher target, Matthew. Now, let me think about this one. Because it's nothing special, that one. Now, Nuts, if I remember correctly, you asked me to showcase TOS Spock's officer's ability. So, let's have a look, shall we? So, where where is he? He shouldn't be that far down. Mine's actually quite strong. Here he is. So, when fighting players, as long as the ship has morale, Spock decreases critical damage bonus of the opponent by 100%. So obviously that's a fair whack. Mine's tier 3. So if I put him up, and obviously so now, Matthew, see if you can take that one out. So this will be a brilliant chance to also show off TOS Spock's officer's ability. So, because I know you've been waiting, and thank you for being so patient with that one. So, what we're looking for here, with obviously TOS Spock, and obviously while Matthew comes and does that, is we're going to look at how much reduction I can do. Now, obviously, TOS Uhura reduces critical chance by 200%. So basically, I'm negating. I probably actually put the wrong officer there, and I shouldn't have actually put that one there. So Matthew, just wait outside my base a second, because I'll be back in a second, because I don't want her on the bridge. So let me change over, and we'll put McCoy in. There we go. So, right. There you go, buddy. Because obviously it is TOS Spock's ability that we're looking at. So, right. It's amazing how my schedules never... My agendas never stick. I've not even got all the way through yet. So, obviously, I've just beat him and I've taken less damage. Now, let's go have a look at the... so using the same crew, and there we go. So critical hit is down to 80,000 on that one. 80,000 again. Here's the obliterator weapon firing a critical shot, and I've knocked that down to 340,000, 341,000. So just under 70,000 there. 76,000. So 77,000. So we've got a rough idea of what we've knocked his criticals down to. So now if we go into this one, and we look at what the energy weapons were originally doing. 174,500, 154,000, 159,000. The obliterator, where is the obliterator weapon? Is that already fired? No, energy. Right, they're all energies. That's energy weapon again. Here we go. There's the obliterator. So that's what 1.1 million. So that's definitely the obliterator. I can't seem to find the obliterator again. I'm sure the obliterator is supposed to fire off in round 2. Need to get my ships to hide. Yeah. No, there should be an obliterator in round 2. But all I'm seeing here is energy weapon damage. That's energy weapon as well. Right. 1 minute. Let's go have a look here. Right. So the obliterator. Right. So one shot every 3 rounds. Run Pipe Moreau TOS Spock. That because high shields. No, it won't. It will not work. His officer ability will not work with Pike Moreau. Yes, I get where you're coming from with it, but the one thing you need to be aware of is Spock's officer's ability on how it works. You need morale. Pike and Moreau do not provide morale. He does. Your Kirks are the best ones for providing morale. So round 14. Bloody hell, round 14. Right, so we've got 16 there. So we should fire on the second round. Because it doesn't make sense. Sorry, I meant Pike, TOS Kirk and TOS Spock. There's an interesting one. There's an interesting one. I hate all this tapping around. It's bloody annoying. So, yeah, let's try it, Matthew. Let's try it. Don't worry, guys. We will get to promoting a Meridian, and then we will go on to Fleet Commanders, because I know Fleet Commanders is on the schedule, and we will go through. Would that work? This is going to be the thing, Kevin. I'm quite happy to try this one. Right, so Pike. There we go. Now, Shields, I'm guessing you mean the original Pike, because obviously not that one. It'll be that one, increasing officer abilities by 40% in battle. So basically, we'll be looking at then increasing that to about 140%. It wasn't a critical, and it was around 700,000 damage. You could use McCoy in that case and get a defense bonus. If you're using Pike, then no synergy. No, there'll be there's no synergy when it comes to that, but we still could potentially be looking at 140% increase here. 140%. Oh, hello. So I'm quite happy to run this one and see what happens. So there you go, Matthew. While you're quickly doing that, it did fire in round 2, 700,000 damage. I'll just go round 2 there, yep. Now, you see on this particular one where I have TOS, same with Bones. Right, okay. This one here, as you can see right here, that's definitely the obliterator, 340,000. And if we go to round 2 again, oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, there it is. I do apologise, I missed that. With all these bloody red things, I'm surprised it's easy to miss. But no, 761,000. That's definitely the obliterator kicking in there. So, with a critical shot then, and I've gone to the same bloody battle log, haven't I? I want that one. Because that's less than a normal shot. And I think that's why I missed it. Yep, Spot kicked that down on the other run. Yeah, I think this one is the... Yeah, this one is the Spot one. Absolutely kicked it down. Massively. Now, let's have a look, see what Pike did. Let's see what Pike did. Now, did... First shot, round 1, round 4, 7 and 10. Are you sure the obliterated fires in the first round? For the first round, all I'm seeing is energy weapons. But again, it was still knocking that critical down with the energy weapons. I mean, look, there's your standard shots. My God. Sorry, round 2. Yeah, that's what I just thought. But, I mean, look at... Right, this is the energy weapons on the first round. I mean, that's without the critical. That's with the critical. Wow. Spock is really smashing us. Spock's actually making it to a point where that weapon is pretty much not doing anything. Wow. Now, I will say that this is a tier 3 Spock. This is a tier 3 Spock. Yeah. I bet you don't, Matthew. Wow. I'm impressed. I am very impressed with that one. Wow. Matthew, run Yuki, Yang and Strange Tuna stack health below deck. There's a good one for you, Matthew, to try. TOS Spot needs a couple of tiers and he gets really good. Yeah, I'm looking at this. I mean, what? Minus 100%. I hate to think what mine's going to... Because Spock and Gala are the same. Mine's at 175. Yeah, have you got yours maxed out, Nuts? Because if you've got yours maxed out, bloody hell, you're going to slam them to the ground hard. Yeah, if you want to do it, Matthew, by all means, I'm quite happy to run this live on Yan. Yeah, he's a Klingon officer, uncommon. So I'm just going to leave. Actually, no. In the interest of fairness, I'm actually going to repair the Huh? Oh right, yeah. Rom Officer Titan, yeah. Now, why have I just gone in there? Why have I just gone in there? Oh, flipping heck. I hate it when it does this. Right, oh, hello. No, he's not part of those Klingons. Yang Ming Mei. Right, it shouldn't be that low down. Mine is maxed. I will say that one. Mine is maxed. Vixis. Where is he? Right. Let's shrink me down a wee bit so we get a bit more of a screen. Because I can't believe I'm actually struggling to find him. Here he is, level 22. Well, he's not completely maxed. But he's there. But that's Yang. I got my fat mod to 60%. Are you ready to see it? Ready for T3? Nice. Hopefully both are maxed. Yug isn't. Oops. My Yuki is maxed. I will say. Get Yuri for T3 for Solo Armadas. Used with Picard and Beverly. Eurydice. Now I've heard about her being used. And to be honest, I'm not even convinced with that ability. I had my Augur killing T8 uncommon G4 ships. Faction targeting officers are key now with the strike team officers around. Yes, they are. I can't even deny that one, T. With the way that strike teams are set up, obviously it's very difficult to take down the strike teams. It is very difficult to take them down unless you can get them right. I mean, I'm actually impressed with TOS Spock there. I mean, that was brilliant. I hate to see what he would do to the interceptor strike team that is based around hull breach. Yeah, crack on. I think my Valdor's out. Or have I left it in dock? Oh yeah, I've not even repaired it yet. Obviously, I want to make the test as fair as possible, so we'll have to repair it every single time. What am I doing? There we go. Wipes the cuts. Does he? Nice. And Mud, your Iridicy ability has a 100% chance of activating every time the shield drops. It gets back up, and Mud increases damage every time by several 100%. Oh, that's an interesting one. That is very. If you put 7 next to 5 and max health out, got Hemner? No, I don't have Hemner. And you can run Cha or Yang Yuki or Cisco. Yeah. If your Iridicy is not maxed, you need to put Picard Beverly Iridicy to get the 100%. Yeah. No, mine's only tier 10. So, tier 10? Tier 2. So, right. So this was the crew suggested for... Well, you cleaned my shields out. You cleaned my shields out. No, you're not too weak, right? You're up against a G4 ship, right? You're up against a G4 ship. These things bat like a bitch. They bat like a bitch. So, yes, the Augur can take down a Valdor, but the problem is, it is using the right crew. My Mud's at 350%, run Beverly Khan, and Mud on the more difficult Armadas. What tier is his officers? Well, I can give you a rough idea. Tier 1, I'm guessing. Tier 1. Don't look at that. Maxed. That's maxed. But let's have a look. So, critical damage 63,000. Right, so that. Right, so the obliterated TOS McCoy is like Beverly. What for PvP? Yeah, he is. Yuki's tier 4. Oh yeah. It does jump from 175 to 500, doesn't it? So yeah. So the obliterator didn't get to fire off there. So we know the next obliterator will be in round 5. Still didn't go critical there. And then, wow. Oh, there you go. You got a bigger shot. I'm nailing you to. Wow. I am actually strongly impressed with the way Spock is performing there. How much were you able to start? He's got Tendi and Sam Rutherford on the bottom, but he's only got 4 slots with him being a tier 6 Augur. So yeah, he's boosted his shields and his hull. So it depends on the rest of his stats. So right, let's get back to the Meridian quickly, because obviously 12.5 thousand. That's 300%. Do when you stacking stats, don't use those underdeck officers. No, he's got no burning to trigger the obliterator. Yeah, that's the downside to the crew he's running. Obviously, no burning for the obliterator, which is sad, but so right. So moving on, I will throw it. Going back to the Meridians. So this was an interesting diversion, and actually that was, I enjoyed that. That was brilliant. However, I did say that would be throwing a quiz in as well tonight. Turn that down because I can't hear myself think over that song. When it comes to PvP, Obliterator becomes useless. Okay, that's an interesting thought. Do you want to elaborate that combat is too short? Oh, right, yes, I get exactly where you're coming from there. Burn on the Augur. PvP for Augurs, PvP overrated. Obliterator proc is useless. Yes, right. And this is one thing, is like Rev Juice does actually... yeah, it doesn't matter. Say you both can say it, because the more people saying the same thing proves that more people are actually actually seeing this as an actual thing happening. Yes, the battles don't last as long. So, and one thing is, Rev Juice has always said that the battleships are predominantly more ideal towards PvE because of their hull health. Whereas in PvP, yes, they can hold the ground and everything. They've got that hull health. But like you said, the battles don't last long enough. So the burning on is good on the Tribune. Yeah, so the Tribunes could be like an exception to that rule. Because of it does need burning, and it happens every round if I remember correctly. So that's right. So right. So research to help you boost your mining. Now I know you're going to say, "Oh, we know where to go," but let's just go over it, because this research also does benefit the Meridian. Now, combat station, you can forget them because there's none in there. Galaxy, you got your top line there: crystal miner, gas miner, and ore miner. As you can see, I've got mine maxed, which does help towards my mining bonuses. And then we can scroll across to the faction section, where down the middle there, crystal, gas, and ore. Again, give you some of the bonuses. You can see I need 16 million to take that one up one. And then when you do get to G4, because you are mining G4, you want Merrick's crystal, gas, and ore. Now, that section of the galaxy tree is entirely your discretion if you want to do it. I only do the first levels primarily for that big domination event where it pays out a decent whack of latinum. Other than that, I ain't bothered about that whatsoever. Other places you can go to is your away teams. So if you wanted to make a case on the G3 side of things, there you go, the extractors. But as well, if you scroll a bit further along, you've got the G4 prospector as well. As you can see, I'm not even up there yet because I've not really been focusing on this side, but it's coming soon that it's going to get done. So, and then Fleet Commander Spock as well is also another good one as well. Another thing that can help you with your mining bonuses, of course, is going to be... Are you getting off now? That Matthew, that's called sleep tight, mate. Is your treasury. Obviously, I can't call it up at the minute because let's get rid of that. Because mining speed increases the higher ops level you are. Higher level treasury you got, the faster your ships mine. So there we go. So I've got 6:30 for school. I'm exactly the same as you, Matthew. I get up at 6:30 too. So I'm not even sure what time it is. So it is... Oh, it's 11:05. I've been attacked. No shit, Sherlock. You can always trust it to decide to tell me useless information when I don't need it to. Right, let's get rid of that. What on earth is going on here? There we go. So there are varying things that can boost your mining rates. Now, let's get that changed back over. The O-gun is great if you have a strike team. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the strike team could also be pretty nifty when it comes to that as well. Burn, baby, burn. So, right. Now, here comes the best bit. Is upgrading. Now, all three of these meridians have their miner drill and their cargo bay already upgraded. So, that basically just increasing their mining speed. Now, the warp engines, you're only going to get a +5 on it. Yay. So, not a great deal, but warp 95 will still get you a reasonable distance. So, the only thing here that's got efficiency is going to be the survey parts and the materials. The isogen itself is not got any efficiency research on it whatsoever. However, we are going to smash out. There we go. So there's one miner now done. As you can see, I'm already up to 1.7 million. Tier up is going to take around about 2 days to do. But again, I've got research on top of that as well to make it faster. And we finally have a tier 9 meridian. Now, I will go up and do the other ones in just a minute. But I want to go back to the refinery. So they haven't changed. But as I said, the N1 now opens. So basically, this is now what I've got. The prices have not changed. But what I'm getting back has. And looking at this, the particles have increased by 2 for the tier. The Metron particle has increased by 3. No, that's been sorted out. And I will touch on that in just a moment. So the Metron's gone up by 3, and obviously the iso resin's gone up a little bit as well. So now I'm not going to pull that because I'm going to save that for tomorrow morning, because I'd end up saving it. In fact, I tell you what, let's check the RNG out, shall we? Here we go. Oh, no Metrions. Can't remember the last time I actually got some Metrions out of this. It's ridiculous. But is it doing it now? Well, we're going to be going on to that. So, right. Now, like I said, I was going to throw in quizzes tonight. Obviously, we're quite far into the show, and I've not even thrown one quiz question. So, get your thinking caps on now. I've got no doubt a few of you are going to run to Google quickly, because some of these are actually going to be, unless you really know your Star Trek knowledge, and outside Star Trek for Star Trek, they could hit you on if you know the answers to these ones. So this first question, we're going to before we move on to fleet commanders, what U.S. naval carrier stood in for the USS Enterprise CVN-65 during the recording of Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home? What naval ship stood in for the Enterprise during the recording of Star Trek IV? Let's see how many of you know that one. Too easy. Right, go on then. Go on, Hugo. Go on. Because when I actually found this answer out a few years ago, I was actually shocked. Because the carrier you see in Star Trek 4 is not the Enterprise. It is not the Enterprise. Nice one, Damien. Good answer there. There is the USS Ranger. Now, there is a difference between the Enterprise and the Ranger. Yeah. The USS Ranger was in port. However, the Ranger itself, it was not a nuclear-powered vessel. The Enterprise is, hence the N in its prefix number. But the Ranger is only CV-65. It's not nuclear-powered. So they obviously had to add that in for obviously the show because they were meant to be draining some power out of the nuclear reactor. So that's good. So I do have another question. It's going round to TNG. So I've got a couple of tricky questions. You might consider them tricky if you struggle to remember some stuff. I mean, it's like just basically knowledge. So the TNG question. What was the name of the ship that reported contact with an alien vessel described as cube-shaped? That was the message. Contact with an alien vessel described as cube-shaped. What ship sent that message to Starfleet? Let's see how many of you know that one. What I will tell you is, obviously the vessel it was describing was a Borg cube. It was Best of Both Worlds Part 1. And they're the clues that you're going to get for that one. So, right. While we wait for answers on that one, we'll move on to Fleet Commanders now. Because this is a big one. Now, I know DJ and Rev have done it. I'm watching TNG, Voyager, Enterprise and DS9 for the first time on the HNI network. Yeah, I saw one the HNI network showed on YouTube. Rom's Crafty Engineering or Creative Engineering. And it was a scene where there was Ron, Quark, Odo and Michael Eddington all going on about 5 people trapped in some device, but yet there was no brainwave patterns. It was just the physical entities being trapped in the holodeck or something like that. But yet the brain activities weren't there and something. I don't even know what episode that is. I think that's one of the episodes I normally skip because I find it pretty boring. But after seeing that particular scene, it makes me think that if I found out what episode it was, I should actually watch it and see what actually happens. So I can imagine a few people here at the minute going on Google trying to find out the answer to that question. What ship reported contact with an alien vessel described as cube shape? What vessel reported it? So, like I said, while you're all sifting through that one, Fleet Commanders. Now, obviously with Fleet Commanders, you should have done the first mission, which is Legend of the Cosmos. Basically, is the story of going around with Admiral Kirk and Captain Spock to eventually build this thing. Yes, it becomes part of the mission that you must build this station. Obviously, you will need these quantum communicators to actually build the station to begin with. And obviously, then it opens up the officers as well. Now, by the end of it, you will get to pick the difference between either Admiral Kirk or Captain Spock. The USS Enterprise CVN, formerly CVA N65, is a decommissioned United States aircraft carrier. In 1958, she was the first nuclear-powered aircraft. In 86, was setting of the scenes for Voyage Home. The ship was unavailable for filming, so films depicting the Enterprise were again filmed aboard the USS Ranger. Thank you very much, Hugo, for dropping that valuable information. That is exactly that second portion about it was not available. The Enterprise was at sea at the time. So, but too late. Don't worry about it, mate. Official announcements. What? Alright, so Rev's done a video on camping at level 14. For those of you not sure why Rev's done that one, he does have a server 92 account. Obviously, it's a low level one, so he's obviously done a camping video for that, which is good. Now, so the two officers you're going to get a choice between is Kirk and Spock. And basically what they're going to do is they're going to provide you a skill tree with a set of stuff, really. Now, Spock is predominantly aimed towards the mining side of things, whereas Kirk is more on the PvE side. Locutus, which is the other officer, which is sadly is behind a paywall. How you'll end up sourcing him eventually, I do not know. Is is more of a PvP, but even Spock offers some combat abilities when he's on duty. Increases damage against hostiles on his first one. Architecture is more about increasing your storage capacity. And then mining speed as well for miner. So it's a batch of great stuff there. We can quickly look at Kirk's skill trees. Leader, starting off, increasing officer defense. So this is more aimed at the officer side of things. Hunter, again, this is more your PvE side of things, increasing XP, and then obviously as you go up further up, increasing shots against Swarm. But again, he needs to be on duty. But it's one of those selectables because you will have varying things, and we'll discuss that in just a moment. And then Explorer, increasing warp speed and input speed, things like that. So each fleet commander has three skill tree specialties, which are the main theme of their skills: unlock, level up, and activate. The new fleet commanders are not bad, but the building slows the whole thing down. We get very, very shards and a ton of skill points. Yeah, that's the one thing is I am noticing as well, Hugo. But as long as I don't have the building level, I can do nothing. A little bit more speed would be better. Yeah, and to be honest with that one, I will agree with that one. And we'll get onto that in just a moment. Now, the skill types will come around with various things. You've got your always on, which is going to be the square-shaped icon. It doesn't require the commander to be assigned to the sea because it'll just always be on. On duty is going to be a hexagon-shaped icon. And it also requires your fleet commander to be assigned. On duty selectable is a circular shape icon. Some of the skills are also selectable from a group of 2 or 3 skills. Selectable skills require a quantum key to unlock, which we can show you in just a moment. Once you select a skill, it will be locked in, so choose carefully. Now, these quantum keys are going to be very finite, so bear in mind. Also, spend your skill points wisely to achieve your strategic goals. Now, in all honesty, as Hugo's just said, because it takes a while to upgrade your building, you pretty much will be able to get the first levels as high as you want and then start really building up. Now, this is the one that's always on. It's, as it says, round with the square on it. It doesn't have any... Oh yeah, here we go. Hexagon ones which is this one here, is the officer of defence and the leader. So he needs to be on duty for that one. So which basically means he needs to be assigned to the seat. And then obviously you've got your choice ones as well in the 2 and 3 brackets. Again, these are selectable, but out of these choices you can only choose one. So just bear that in mind. You can only choose one. And this is why it says choose wisely. So let's have a quick look at Locutuses as well. So just so we can round them all off. Combatant, Admiral and Mechanic. So starting off then, piercing against players. This is a PvP ability. So, and I think that's pretty much going to be reflected all the way through. Mitigation stats while cloaked. Selectable, increasing critical damage against players while cloaked. So yeah, so combatant, that is a PvP. I really don't believe that entirely. I bet there'll be an option to learn the locked abilities later for cash, or if an officer maxed out. No, I don't think that's going to be the case in this. I would love to eat my words on this one. I would love to eat my words. However, I don't think that's going to be the case. Admiral, increasing damage against Armadas. This one here is going to be against solo and group Armadas. Piercing stats. So basically improve, so the Admiral is basically increasing a lot of stuff against the Armadas. And then Mechanic, you've got things to do with your it's another PvE side. Increases nanopro rewards. I like that one with the Verdant. I like that one. That's a good one. Increasing max shield health. So again, that's going to be a PvE. So the Leela. Do you mean the Leela? Not the Leela. No, I've never heard of a ship called the Leela. So try that one again, Damien. So Locutus is basically going to be pure combat, and he's going to be focused around your ships. Now, there are a hell of a lot of currencies as well. So just to bear that in mind. So if we go into info, on the far side we can see that we've got various stuff. I've got one that's green lit. This is your commander's rank. As you can see, I can go up to 25 now because my rank is level 5. So no, not Star Trek First Contact. Star Trek The Next Generation, Best of Both Worlds Part 1. So yeah, so I can basically is I get to spend these to upgrade my officer, make him stronger, and obviously that's going to unlock further abilities. But obviously as well, I need to wait for my command building to also reach that high level, and then obviously you're going to have some of these commander credits, which you're going to need to upgrade your officer's ranking level. So if you look on the same line as this commander, you got the rank on the other side, 5 of 20. That's where my Spock is at the minute. So basically you need to get that up to unlock other abilities, but you also need the command as well. Now, move myself there, make myself an option. Hansen on the monitor, 1900 hours yesterday, the USS Lalo departed Zeti Alpha 2 on a freight run to Zeti Minor 4. Exactly. It was the USS Lalo. Hugo, are you writing from the script? Are you copying the script? Oh, hello. That just came on all of a sudden. Transcript, yeah. That's cheated a little bit, but that's fine. So, but yeah, the answer is the USS Lalo. Not the Leela, the Lalo. I mean, what the writers were thinking of when they came up with the Lalo, I really don't know. They must have been in La La Land at the time. But it adds a bit of humour to it. Now, you can always take these officers out and change them over for one of the other ones when you've got them available. So, and obviously if you want to take an officer out, simply click that button and that's it. They are no longer there. Thought he said Leela. Should have looked up the script. No, it's definitely Lalo. Even I looked up the script to double check it. I know the scene pretty well, but because obviously it's just one of those weird names you wouldn't think. It's got no seriousness for Starfleet around it, in my opinion, the name, but they put it in. The Lalo report to contact. Yeah, there we go. So now, if you want to reassign an officer, you can put an officer in. And for some peculiar reason, it's given me 30 seconds. Apparently, that was supposed to have been changed and actually re-updated to 6 hours. So that's obviously not working. I have updated my game, so I don't know why that's not working. I should really pull that up with the content creators, but I'll do that a bit later on. So pretty much that's the officers. Not much really you can say. What we got? The question mark. Downloading? Not again. We had this last week. Downloading. It took freaking ages. So, while it's actually doing that, I'm going to double check the announcement. Because I'm sure the announcement said that it was going back to 8 hours. Nuts, how many screenshots did you end up sending me? Oh. Alright, so here we go. Oh, that's gone up to 6. It was only 3. So this is the best way to explain it. Assign fleet commanders you can station the command center to activate skilled fleet-wide buffs. Level up your command center with quantum communicators to increase your officer stats, gain skill points, and unlock a second fleet commander chair. Each officer has 3 skill trees, and then fleet commander skills are either on duty or always on. Also, they've added that bit in. I don't remember seeing this, so this is an addition. Some skills are selectable from groups to choose carefully. And then claiming materials from daily gift in your command refinery chain. So the refinery is where we're going to go next. So as you go into your refinery, scroll down to the bottom if you have to scroll, and here we go. Now, quantum keys. These are for your selectable options. From what I understand, you're only going to get 5 in total. So this is where you need to choose wisely. Now, also you get these level skill point rewards for every time you level up your officer. Basically, what you're going to get is you're going to get some skill points for your chosen officer. So, and by the looks of it, it goes up 5 for every single level. So I'm sure I'm going to end up getting some more later on. Oh no, 30 now. Stop. Okay, so we're only going to get 30 each time. Now, every single day you will also be able to claim this fleet commander materials. Basically, it's going to give you the quantum communicators, which you need to upgrade your command building. It's going to give you some commander XP, which goes to leveling up your officer. It's also going to give you some of the credits, which is going to go to ranking up your officer. And then also you're going to get some shards towards the next officer. Now, because I've got Spock, all my Spock ones are zeroed. What I'm going to get is I'm going to get some dust for that. We'll talk about dust in a second. Or I could end up getting Kirk. So let's have a quick look at what I'm going to get. Well, I got Spock shards, which means that's dust. and I got some credits, XP, and my quantum communicators. Now the dust, you're going to take your dust down to the end of the refinery, and you're going to spend it here to get some Commander XP and some faction credits. Now the chests do scale nicely. As you can see here, it starts at 200. 5 chests is going to be 1,000. 10 chests is 2,000. So they scale nicely. So if you got the chance, go as high as you can possibly go. That's what I'm going to say on that one. Also, your officers also have credit conversion into skill points. Now be very careful with this one, because you need these as well, remember, to rank up your officer. So be very careful on spending. If there's not much chance of you ranking up your officer very far, then by all means spend them here, but be very careful. So it's like I'm going to go there because I need the building. I am in no rush to actually rank up my officer particularly too far. I'm quite happy for him to stay at level 5 for a while. So there I've got some skill points. Now those skill points can go back into your skill trees. Now the downside is, once you reach a certain point, they're no use, no ornament. But you can build them up. So definitely build them up. I would definitely recommend that. Where is it? There we go. So I'm still just double checking on this announcement, because obviously right. The announcement is the change for fleet commanders to be swappable every 30 seconds instead of every 6 hours was unintended. This will be addressed tomorrow and go back to the 6-hour cooldown. So make use, if you've got both Kirk and Spock, make use of swapping them every 30 seconds as often as you want. Because tomorrow, it goes back to 6 hours. So that was the announcement from Eco at 10 past 9 UK time. So that would have been what, 2 o'clock on the in California. Just to give a quick think around on the times. What on earth's going on here? So, but yeah, so right. So to be honest, really, there's not an awful lot on the fleet commanders you really need to know. Commander Kirk, rank 6, 20, 30. Currently leveling up, just gives more skill points I cannot use yet. I'd rather get the building chance. Exactly. My fleet commander is never working, so it doesn't matter much. It ends in 30 seconds. It's useless. Hey, it could be useless. Damien, what do you mean your fleet commander has never worked? Have you Okay, music stopped. I don't quite know why. Have you actually not noticed any discernible increase? I mean, I'm at level 4 for power steel increase. I've not actually really looked at it. My mining rates, I suppose, are right. I've not really looked at it. I mean, now you've actually given me a cause to think, is this actually working right then? Now that one I find difficult to have a look at, because, well, obviously with the minimum damage and maximum damage, and it's always fluctuating somewhere in there. That's interesting you saying that, Damien. Very interesting. So I'd have to look at that the next time I get Spock promoted, when I actually get somewhere. Right, so as you can see, I'm going to need 1300 to promote him to the next level. But what I can do is I can take him as high as these as I can possibly do. I mean, what exactly this level does, I really do not know, because I mean, it increases his strength, but so I mean, I suppose an overall strength to your base of 475 is not going to be particularly too bad, but it's only a small amount. So there we go, we've got him up to level 14, and that's as far as I can take Spark. Yay! So, well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like even the power's like ridiculously low. So there we go. We'll get that done. Level 5. So obviously I can't go any further with that. Oh, I need 30. So that's 2 days worth of pulls. Yay! So, right. Question number 3 then. Who is the spy aboard Voyager and communicates with the Kazon? Who is the spy aboard Voyager and communicates with the Kazon? Seska, nope, she doesn't. She is a spy. I'll give you that. She is the spy. She is a spy, but she's found out and then runs away, like a typical Cardassian. Runs away. So, alright, so what I'll do is I'll finish the mission and I get 150 Kirk shards. Couldn't slot him, then his shards disappeared and I need to recruit him again. Hugo, yes. Damien, that should have been sorted. That, wow, okay. You don't know the name off the top of your head, Hugo? Finished the mission, got the shards, they disappeared. Okay. What server you on, Damien? Because I'm not sure if this has been mentioned before. But if they've got it at 3, if you've done 3, it should easily have been solved by now. So, because what I'll do is I'll put that to the other CCs, and then maybe they can put it up. That's right, Hugo. It's Jonas. Do you know his first name? Alright, so let's see if we can get all 3 meridians upgraded. No, I'm not going to have enough. Yep, that's it. Michael Jonas. Oh God. Right. Are you on PC or phone? Hang on. I'm sure there's another way of doing this. Android. Right, Oh yeah. I'll tell you what, there is a way of doing it. Right. Now, let's have a look. Yeah. Here we go. Now, can you do it with your own base? Let me have a look. Yeah. Pop outside your base, click on your base, and it'll say home with a number next to it. That's what server you're on. And then are you on Discord, Damien? Because if you are, drop me your game name as well. I played Star Trek Armada years ago. In Star Trek Armada, research had to be done before sometimes moving to bigger ships and a bigger station and mining bases. Yes, I remember Star Trek Armada very well. I absolutely loved that game. Especially doing the solo player where you just create your own map and built your fleet up. I used to just build up so many ships, and then I just went. I literally did that one where you could select your own map. I selected the top number of slots I could have, 23. And I would always like select the top right hand corner, and then put the computer AI on hard in the bottom left hand corner. Build up my defences with the 10-minute ceasefire thing. And then they'll come at me, try and get through my base. They won, and then they'd sort of like stop for a little bit. And I just continue building up my fleet. And then I'd just move in with like, what was it? On Armada 2, I'd move in with like, what? You could have 16 ships in a fleet. And was it 5 fleets or something like that? Or was it 8 fleets? And I just moved in with a whole lot and just completely trounced the AI base. Absolutely trounced it. So, they're the good days. So, yeah, I love that. And I'd love them to bring something like that into this game, but we already have a maximum now. 90. Are you one of the newer servers? 90. In Star Trek Fleet Command, how important is it to do the research before upping personal? Very important. Keep on top of your research as best as you can. What we're using for HH and where are you hitting? Explorer versus Interceptor. Oh my god, how important is research? Very, extremely important. I'm not going to lie. It is very important. So for this one, I literally destroyed a level 51 Jem'Hadar ship. And I've done it. Wasn't expecting it to be done that so quick, but it was. So this one, I'm just doing swarm. Yeah, your buildings are also important as well. To try and keep in line with them. There are certain bottlenecks in the game where you'll be required to upgrade all your buildings before you progress up to the next level. So just be aware of that one. I know the biggest one's at 38. So I think there's one at 49. I'm soft camping Starbase Ops 10. Trying to finish. Yeah, exactly. Do that, Dustin. Just me at 42. I'm camping at every level now, and just to make sure that I do all the research. And it's not about rushing through the game anymore. You could get to a point where you'd camp for so long and then you'd rush through a couple of levels and then you'd play catch up. But at some point, something was always going to fall behind. At some point. Now, with the introduction of Solo Armadas in the form of the Jem'Hadar ones, the Borg ones, part mostly, it's now more focus on your level, getting yourself leveled up, making yourself the best level that you at your level you can be. That treasury is great for Latinum, and that's great for growth. Yeah, exactly. Once you get the treasury opened, you're going to have that available every few months, providing you stick to where you can get all the broken deceiving rods. So there's that to remember as well. It is a great source of materials. The game wants to try and push you into the range of getting into the mid-30s as quickly as possible. The problem is how much you leave behind while you're making that rush to 35. Is it worth it? Not in my opinion. My personal opinion, no. Make sure your research is up to date. Make sure your buildings are up to date. Make sure your officers are as good as you can get them. Now, I know for a fact that your RNG for officers is going to be shocking, to say the least. It's something that has been mentioned, but Scopley don't seem to be in a rush to actually do anything about it. So, yeah. I don't know if and when it's going to get sorted or not. But, yeah. But research is definitely important. And we can't stress it enough. Literally, we can't stress it enough. So, right. I cannot see the point of leveling research behind any height higher than Ops 10. No. Your research is going to be level locked as well. So you'll get to a certain point. Oh yeah, absolutely, Mantis. Absolutely. I'm doing that in the minute. I want it for the Syndicate XP, but research is locked behind levels. So you will get to a certain point where you would have completed all the research that you can complete. So then it's logical to proceed on to the next ops level. More research will open up. But he's so much weaker than me. Tried to compare with me all the time, but fails all the time to do the simple things. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, right. I'm sure my alliance will not mind me showing this, right? Not online. Power. Right? Up there, my alliance admiral is stronger than the highest level player in our game, in our alliance. That's because he's done research, he's done his officers, he's done his ships. I mean, he's got 5 meridians, for God's sake, my admiral. Why is it crazy? The game doesn't see any sense to taking your research above your ops level either. No, I suppose it would be good. It's a good thing it doesn't, especially when you get into the 40s. It's certainly then. But when you're at your lower level, I don't see why you shouldn't be able to. But like, here we go. It's like I'm level 42, right? 38.6 million. I've got a 43 below me, a 44. And look, you've got a load of 43s down here as well. At 28 million. And that is because they've obviously not done as much research as I have. So it's just, I'm not a fan of how the Mantis looks for a Star Trek ship. The Mantis reminds me of Star Wars more than a Star Trek ship. To me, the Mantis is a surfboard. It's a glorified surfboard with a few guns on it. So, but the one thing is, what the Mantis provides. Hey, Booth, welcome to the show, mate. Not a lot. You missed quite a bit, but an interesting debate on the Meridians for starters. A quick rundown of fleet commanders and some questions. I've got one more question on my list as well. So we'll do that question in just a moment. But the Mantis has its uses, and I've recently found I don't need to worry about doing half the stuff I need to with the Mantis if I crew my ship correctly. And that's what it comes down to with your ships. As long as your ships, they have a limited shelf life, right? Your ships are fruit or vegetables, okay? They're finite. Your research is an evergreen. Okay, so to put it in, I'm using food and plants. The mantis, looking at it in the shipyard detail page, looks like it's the best in its class. Actually, yeah, I could pretty much say that, yeah. So, but your ships, with the exception of specialty ships, but then again, even they only have a limited shelf life. They're flowers that you've pulled out your garden. You've literally pulled them out, snapped the roots off. That's your ships. Research and officers are evergreen trees that you leave planted, and they stay green all year round. So flowers die off. Your research and your officers, they stay green forever. They will last you the game. So yes, focus on your research and your officers, definitely. Your ships, I mean, so I could leave my tier 6 Enterprise, my tier 5 Augur. I can leave them now. I've got a Valdor. I'll take that certified. Then I'll leave it. So, but it comes down to how you want to play your game. It's entirely up to you. The Mantis is a very crap firing pattern outside the active space without XCOM. Exactly. Yeah, its firing pattern is so stupid. It's like, what? But it's the way it is. Research is super important. Also skip T6 when I get to T5. Wait until you have enough parts to go T7. Is that for the Mantis there, Booth? Because I'm pretty close to tier 5. Here we go. Whee! Oh, there we go. Trust me to not the stand. Ooh, I've just realised something. I'm going to get to no benefit in T6. So what you're saying is then, there's no point me doing any of these parts. Just go straight through to tier 7 and do 2 upgrades. Oh yeah, the officer stats. Like I said, there's more efficiency on the Mantis or my Mantis. I can build another Orion Corvette. Yeah, don't bother, Dustin. Don't build 2 Orion Corvettes. Because trust me, it's not going to be long before you're going for the Taurus. In all honesty. Alright. Right. Right, smashing. Thank you very much, Damien. What I'll do is I'll pass that up. Can you just put in a quick message about what it is, what the problem is in regards to your fleet commanders? If you've got the ticket numbers as well, that would also be useful, because what I can do is then I can pass that on and just say, look, right, I've got a player here from server 90. He's having an issue with the fleet commanders. He unlocked an officer. He chose Kirk, and suddenly the shards disappeared. So, and then obviously I'll say I'll just let him know as well that I've got your player ID and everything. That you've actually spoke with customer support 3 times, who said they've dealt with it, but yet you still not got an officer. So, active space, I use my Mantis to complete my dailies, but I can use a D4 as it is more cargo. Yes. Yeah, if you I suppose, yeah, it comes down to that. If your D4's got the more cargo, then by all means. But the one thing is your D4 probably won't benefit as much. And you'll against the apex hostiles, you'll be fighting the chrysalis hostiles a lot more. And to be honest, no, I won't class that as efficient. I class that as very inefficient. So, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So now we're going to go to the Mantis refinery. Oh, I got the call for the next part. Yee! I talked to Scopley. I have done 2 Borg solos. Where only 2 of my 3 ships joined. They gave me the directives back and said it's an ongoing problem. Ah, okay. I have a 2-star Tellarite ship, but it's not all much useful. I can't. Yeah. 2-star. Are you on about the Findra? Yeah, the Tellarite. Yeah, you would get the Findra around level 10. So, the Findra, to be perfectly honest, ideally tier 4, probably. Get it to tier 4 if you can. In active space, I see ships other than a Mantis, but I will get to the Exos. But will I get use of the Exos system? Run a test. You would have to actually test that one. I haven't got a ship that can act. To be honest, I'm not confident in the combat abilities of my ships against the Actian hostiles, if in all honesty. So, better not go for that one just yet. So, right, so how much Nitrium am I getting there? So I'm getting 3,000 Nitrium. Yee! All these are reset 1900. I like that. I like that. So I'm actually going to save this for tomorrow. Right, so yeah, they only work on the Mantis. So yeah, so in not worth going for the Exos then. So yeah, so I'm going to save that for tomorrow morning because that's going to be a nice one for me. Oh, I didn't collect these this morning. Whoopsie. Findra has firepower needing dilithium for repairs. It's a little steep for my limited ops level. Yeah, focus on your research, mate. And I think you should have some repair research as well, I think. Right, you're going to only have the combat tree and the station tree. So grade 2, Findra. Right. If you can get that, get that, and get that. I have a tier 1 research. Yeah. Where was that one? Shield efficiency max. Okay. By the way, this ship we call the Mantis appears in Strange New World series episodes. It lifts us up. Where's fired a power down phase on it? Ah. Okay. Now, that particular episode of Strange New Worlds, I don't like because being a father with emotions, it really does. How can a society use kids like that? Really? And I can understand that father's point of view. I don't want my son to do that. So it really hits home for me on that one. Beside Best Defense Directive. Yeah, I have seen the episode. The one thing is, when Star Trek first comes out, a new series, new episodes, I make a point of watching every single episode. But I'll get to a point where it's like, okay, that was boring. Yeah, don't like that one. And things like that. So, Oh, are you on about that one? Because that's the only one I can think of that you're on about, Dustin. So, but yeah, I mean, that's actually pretty good. We use kids in despicable ways in real life all over the world. Yes, I would agree to a certain point, and reluctantly bringing politics into this a little bit. Here in the UK, because of everything our government is putting ordinary people through, our children's going to suffer a little bit more because teachers have just voted to strike, so which means some kids are going to be lacking in education. But then again, because of what the government has actually done to the schools, I'm not going to touch on him because he certainly didn't fix it. Right. Oh, yeah, let's not even go with the jokes on that one. But no, the government screwed the teachers up so badly, along with a lot of other public sector stuff. And now, obviously, we've got mass strikes left, right and centre. I'm in full support of the strikes because the government has literally taken the proverbial piss. But as parents, we really don't care to watch it on an entertainment show. At least the UK doesn't have a hair-sniffing president. No, we've got an incompetent twat who doesn't know the difference between the private sector healthcare and the NHS. So, he's an unelected Prime Minister who's voted into leadership of his party through their voting means. So yeah, I mean, to be perfectly honest, at the minute, our government couldn't organise a piss up in a brewery. You give them a difference between a barrel of beer, a barrel of wine, and a barrel of water. They're choosing the water every fucking time. So, but I'm not going to get into it because I get really high rate. And I really don't want to go on a rant just now, because obviously it's just after midnight. So, what we're going to do... you guys are effed up over there in Europe this winter. Right, nuts. That's because obviously you used the word fucked. I know I shouldn't have actually used it in the stream, but F thing ED. So I'm going to show it because I haven't got a problem with it at the minute. Yeah, it's just after midnight here. I should really be going to bed because I'm up in just under 6 hours. Well, actually, under 6.5 hours. So, sort out for tomorrow's school runs. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to bring the stream to an end with one final question. And to me, I love this. I brought this question in because to me it has a lot of sentimental value for Star Trek. A lot. So, who composed the intro music for the motion picture which became the main theme for the Enterprise and the Next Generation? So, the example in this episode is a moral dilemma because one child's life is sacrificed in exchange for everyone else. Yes. I don't think anybody should have been put in that in that position to decide, do you sacrifice a kid for the benefit of society? Now, so the question, how often do they do it, stays unanswered. If you have to pop a child in every month, every year, every century, I think it's about a year. Now, he's been training since birth, and he goes into it age 8, if I remember correctly. What happened to Admiral Layton after Paradise Lost? He was arrested and charged with treason against the Federation. Jerry Goldsmith, yep. Damien, who is Stella? Because when I looked it up, Where My Heart Will Take Me, that's my jam. Faith by... Oh, freaking heck. Wilson. Cause I have faith of the heart. I'm going where my heart will take me. Because I mistook the name of the artist as the I've only seen TOS and the first 5 movies. Gotta catch up. Both, believe it or not, it's actually from the first 5 movies. The first movie, the motion picture. I mistook the artist for Faith as the classical singer. Oh, Fred Stinner. I've never heard of Fred Stinner. I didn't when I had to look up because I was actually thinking it was somebody else who was I thinking earlier? I can't remember who it was. Who was it? Cheers, Damien, for that. Oh yeah, Vija. Yeah, Vija. I mean, I do love Faith of the Heart. Yeah. I do love Faith of the Heart, and I do think it's poignant. But the one thing is, whenever I hear the... it just like... Yeah, I love it. So... Now, I don't know if I'm going to get a copyright strike for doing this. Cisco played last night by the Marquis stole 12 replicators meant for Cardassians. Yeah, it's 1 o'clock here. I'm out. Right, thank you very much, Hugo, for joining us. Don't worry, because the stream is going to be ending pretty soon. It would have been interesting if Starfleet or Section 31 would put a demoted Layton on a combat ship once the Dominion War started. Get him into reposh. So do. Right. So let me see if I can get this one right. Get this point right. But yes, the answer is definitely Jerry Goldsmith. I hate YouTube adverts. I just hate them. Why do I want to know about pottery? Or free valuation of houses from Purple Bricks? Right. Here we go. More. Right, that's definitely Star Trek 2. Oh, it's the very first one. So going. So hopefully you can hear that music. But to me, this is the Enterprise. This is the tune for the USS Enterprise. Enterprise is my favourite show right now. That disappeared before I finished reading it, so I'll just quickly let that play. Oh, okay.
Let that play.
Maybe not.
Oh, okay. Maybe not. Oh, okay.
Right, that's just repeating itself. Enterprise, my favourite show. They have a fight every night. Yeah, you could say that. Because did the Lakota get a new official captain? Yes, the Lakota definitely did get a new... What the devil's happened here? The Lakota did get a new commanding officer. I don't know what's happened there. So, right, well, I'll tell you what, we'll take the screencast off, because obviously we're near the end of the stream anyway. Do more than 30 seconds. Don't do more... Oh, is that how to get around the copyright claim? I don't think I got 30 seconds, so that should be fine then. Yes, I 100% agree. It's like the Vidar theme, very distinct. Vader theme, very distinct. Yeah, and that's why I like, oh, down to 20%. I have a question. What is the call sign for the first Enterprise? The Big E? And it depends what you mean by the first Enterprise. Are you on about the French frigate, the British frigate, the American frigate, the aircraft carrier, NX-01? Yeah, you got NX-01. There's that one as well. Jeopardy theme. Archer ship. Yes, NX-01. HBOM. What are you on about, Booth? So, but anyway. Right, you are. Cool. Right, so that's going to be the end of the show. So I'm going to wrap it up there because it is 10 past 12. So it's nearly 2.5 hours we've been on stream. Woo! 2.5 hours of me. But hey, so thank you everyone for coming to join the stream tonight. It's been a great debate on the Meridians. I really did enjoy that one. Sorry it's not much on the Fleet Commanders, but I thought there was going to be a bit more around it. I didn't realise I'd actually get through it so fast. Just to make you aware as well, I do have a video just started looking at independent credits. So check Discord for the cruise. Yes, I will do. Sorry, hitting buttons, getting my KFC. Booth, you bastard. You get a KFC. Where's mine? I love a KFC. But anyway, I'll probably... Now you said that, I'll probably nip off to the nearest KFC, which is near our cinema, and get one. What's your favourite STFC Enterprise? Galaxy class. I like the Galaxy class. Stop by? Who are you getting stopped by? Is the Colonel stopping you from getting your KFC? Yeah, in-game it's the Galaxy class Enterprise. I'm not too big on the Constitution because it's got a skinny bluey neck. I mean, in Star Trek Beyond, they've proven how much of a weak point of the ship that is. The D and the A regular one. So, yeah. Stop by for some... If I could get out of there, I would. But anyway, right. So, that's it for tonight. 2.5 hours. I should really check out. I should get some sleep as well. And I've got a few things to do before I actually can tuck up in bed anyway. So, thank you all for coming along. I will be dropping the independent credits video as soon as I've done all the paperwork around it. I'm going to sit down and do a lot of paperwork. This one's going to be a big one. But anyway, I have to go with Galaxy Class and the TOS Constitution and move 4 through 6 Enterprise Alpha. Okay. Slightly confused what you was actually saying there, Dustin. But anyway, we'll find out next week. So yes, we'll be back on live next week as well. So I'm going to try and get a few videos recorded and get so they drop a little bit more. I know the content at the minute, it seems a little bit short and in between. It's just getting round doing them and figuring out what to do videos on. I'm glad we finally got TOS Spock sorted. I'm glad we finally got that one off the docket. I can now finally take that off, that it's been done. So have a good evening, a good afternoon, or a good sleep wherever you are. But above all, please remember, stay safe and live long and prosper. Good night.